Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to do a quick presentation of a new service that we're promoting on Karate Impact. So this service is composed of two parts. So the first part is a website for dojo owners, martial arts schools. So people who could be interested in this are people who have like small ongoing dojos, martial arts schools. But they don't have like an online presence and they like to have one. So the part one of this service is just getting their own website online, fully functioning. So in this case, I'm using Karate Impact as a domain, and then the dojo's name is, it's going to be a new subdomain so that it could work instantly. So in this case, I'm using demo for the dojo name. It could be, for example, Central Dojo or maybe City A Dojo kind of setup. So if your dojo name is, for example, Downtown Dojo, so I can create something like downtowndojo.karateimpact.com, and then that would be visible here and will be working. So it's a static website, so it's just one page where I can customize the colors, I can customize the images, I can customize the text, I can provide specific images for this section. My idea here was to provide a place for fighter card posters. So an example like match cards, like something like Fighter 1 versus Fighter 2. That is also a tool that we provide here at Karate Impact. And a simple functionality with these buttons that provide communication based on WhatsApp. So if a prospect student clicks on here, they would get a link to communicate via WhatsApp to the dojo's main contact information, point of contact. So that's one part. As I was saying, this is free. So if you're interested, I just need your dojo information, name, colors, images, WhatsApp number, and I can set it up for you. And then the number two is an admin part, an admin portal for your specific dojo, so that you can manage student information and some other tools that I provide to provide some value for your day-to-day dojo management. So, for example, here you would do something like login, and then the website would redirect to this specific admin portal. So you will need to create a user and a password, and then you'll be ready to log in. So in this case, I'm going to use my own. So once you're logged in, you can see that currently we have 5 tools. So the first tool is to create, to manage your students. So you can go here, you can click here, and then you can see some tools. For example, you can create your list of students. You can click on here, and then you can add the name, the last name, the email, the phone of the student, and then some rank information, the day that the student has joined, the gender, and if you want to, you can also add a specific photo for the user, for the student, and add some specific notes. Then once you go and click save, it's going to be updated in your database of students, and then you can have a specific tracking tools for that specific student. So one thing that I want to point here is that once you create your student, it's going to create a QR code for that student so that you can identify it for tracking purposes. So for example, let's say that in this specific demo example, I've already uploaded or added all of these students. So all of these students have a QR code to be identified. So if you click on the first one, you're going to see a QR code that you can use to track, to manage attendance. So if a student comes to your dojo for a specific class, then you can just scan the code, and the system is going to update the timestamp, the date and time that the student attended for the specific class. So you go, for example, if a student gets this code, then you can send it to the student, and then you will go to the QR scanner. You can use it on, this is only a web app, so you would need to go logging either through your computer, your iPad, or maybe your phone. So if you're using your phone, it would look something like this, and then we just need to click on request camera permissions, and then you would do, once it's allowed, you would click on scan image, and then you could just scan the QR code. So that's another tool. So once you do that and you scan the user, the student, it's going to be useful for other purposes that I'm going to mention later. So I just want to confirm this part. So you have a list of students. You can update them. You can update the information of the student. You can see a specific user profile. So for example, in this case, you can see the user email, the phone, if it's active or not, the notes that you added, and then you can update the profile as well. So you can go there just by clicking on any of the users. So you, for example, you click here, you go to the user profile. You can also remove a student if you want to. And then at the top, you can see some specific statistics about the current status of your students' dashboard. So how many students you have, how many of them are active, how many have been new this year, have joined this month, the attendance in the last 7 days. Also, you can do the adding of new users by clicking on this UI, or you can just click on import, and then you would just upload a CSV file with these headers, and then an example of how rows should be added. Upload the file, and then automatically once you click on import, they're going to be added to your database, and you're going to see all of your users here. Also, another important part that I want to mention is about the purpose of the attendance. So if we go to the home page, I added this specific two tools. So on the risk detector, it's basically a tool for us to identify how many of these users, how many of these students have not been attending in the last 14 plus days. And And then the system is going to automatically detect them and make them visible in this table so that you can have an idea of which students need to be reminded to, to come to a class. And you can just click on the button and it's going to create a link for contacting that student and then sending a specific message. You can copy the message here. It's a template message. And then you can click on here and then you can send a message so that you can start the communication for that specific student and try to get him back. So we see the student, we see how many days has been absent, the last time that particular student has been seen, and as I said, a way to contact that particular student. So we see that if we didn't include a contact phone for WhatsApp, we basically don't have a way to message him, so that's why it's not here, this button. But that's the purpose of this, just to have like a retention alert tool. So that's part of the attendance system. Also on the billing part, I added some tooling for reviewing how many students have paid this month's fee and how many of these students have not paid this month's fee. So we can see, for example, on this example, I have December 2025, and then all of these students are the ones that I uploaded on the database for this example. And then it's just based on the assumption there is a manual system. Like, for example, if a student has made a deposit to your bank account, and then you have communicated to that student, you can just click, for example, on Mark Paid, and that particular student is going to be updated the status from unpaid to paid, and then you can have a control of your students in this portal so that you can have more control of it. Also, you can update the settings. So you can go click here and you can update the billing day. You can update, so this is the currency if you're working with US dollars or any other currency, and then update the amount. You can update the message reminder, the reminder message, and then save the settings. You can also generate the invoices. So for example, if we go to, let's say, (2026) January, we can generate the invoices for this month. So we click here, and then it's going to create an invoice record for all of your students, and for this month. So this month, as you can see, all of them are unpaid status. Then once you start collecting payments, you can just go here and click mark, and then that particular student is going to be updated. So that's another tool for billing. So you can set it up month by month. You can update the general settings. You can generate invoices. And then this particular tool is just to create links for WhatsApp messaging for that particular student. So if you click here, you can see for all the students that have associated a WhatsApp number, you're going to see a link where if you click it, it just opens up a new tab for you to communicate with that particular student. So that's another part. So you can also go to your particular profile. You can update your profile account name, an email if you want to. You can update your password. And also, if you forgot your password on the main login page, you see forgot password feature that you can use to receive a new password workflow to your email. And then the last one is a tool that I've been using, the main karateimpact.com website. If you click on here, you have all the tooling that we use at karateimpact.com. So if we go to this particular website, as you can see, we have tools, and then we have the fight card generator that you can use to create like match cards fighting, like as I was saying, fighter 1 versus fighter 2. And then yeah, you can just create the event name, the event date. So I'm going to create one quickly just for purposes, so demo purposes. So the minimum fields are just the fighter's name. So we can just close this and just say, for example, Taro, Yamada, and Ken Suzuki. And we can click on generate fight card. I'm going to create a card like this. Of course, if you add all of the different fields, you can customize the card to make it better. You can add an event name, you can add an event date, the country, the division, you can add branding for your organizer logo, your sponsor logo, your specific dojo logo. You can add the dojo for this fighter and for this fighter too, the country for the specific fighter and the country for the other fighter, the rank, the age, the gender. And if you don't want to have like this template default icons for the fighters, you can add photos. You can also customize the photo by using specific tooling, like for example adding blur, clean, or crop. You can choose from different themes. In this case, it's the classic red theme. You can use, for example, ice blue. It's going to show like this. You can use the crimson night. It's going to look like this. So all of this is basically the same version as the public one that we have in Karate Impact, but without the Karate Impact watermarks. So it's more custom for your specific use case, for your specific dojo. So that's it. Thank you very much for looking at this demo. And as I was saying, this is free. So this is free for you to use, both the static website and the dojo management system. So if you're interested, please send me your information and I'll be happy to provide this for you. Thank you very much and see you next time.